All right, what is up, guys? VV back with another video. Got a quick update to what I'm going to be running tonight for Rebecca. First, we're going to look real quick at the three top placing decks for Rebecca at Knoxville, which I have looked at another video, but I'm just going to talk about it real quick and explain why I'm going to take the deck that I'll be taking tonight to a little Friday night tournament that we have here in my locals. So with that in mind, you know, I'm going to show you what I'm running, explain it a little bit, and then I'll try and do an update tomorrow on the on how it goes. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and hop into it real quick. First, I just want to explain a few things. Like, let me get rid of the plus sign. Here we go. This is the first place Rebecca deck for from Swiss, right? Because remember, after Swiss, all of the Rebeccas got knocked out in the first round, unfortunately. But this is the first place Rebecca deck from the Swiss. Okay, let me zoom in, and I'm even going to remove the Rebecca. So there it is. This is the 50 cards, you know, in all their glory, right? Here it is. Now, one thing I'm going to probably do, and this is all in preparation for what I expect to see in my meta, right? In the meta that I play against. I play against a lot of blue decks and a lot of yellow decks. I know, that is an absolute nightmare for Rebecca, right? So we're talking, in other words, we're talking nothing but mirror matches, crocodiles, blurple stuff. Like, literally, I've seen blurple Kaido and blurple crocodile. And blue-yellow queen, maybe not blue-yellow, I haven't seen a blue-yellow queen yet, but that's a real possibility. And then, like, katakuris, and, yeah, that's the majority of it. And then random rogue decks you'll see all over the place. You never know. So with that in mind, what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to adjust a few things. The 3,000 worlds, just so everyone understands, like, if people who don't know already, the main thing about 3,000 worlds is it takes care of a lot of the stuff that cannot be KO'd. So in other words, we're talking Borsalinos, we're talking Sabo, the turn that it at least is in play for the first turn, and then really Marco. Right, it's a strong anti-red card for, you know, to take out Marcos. But otherwise, the Truno Bastardo is kind of just the superior decision, right? So right away, what I think I'm going to do for tonight is I'm going to go up 2 Trunos, down 1 3,000 worlds, and even this might just become a red rock. But I'll talk about that in a second. Okay, then the next thing I want to do, people have been telling me in the comment section, and even at locals, just people just trying to help out, have mentioned that there are 2 other really strong things to help out against yellow. And I don't know, y'all tell me if you think they're right or wrong. But basically, it's going up Cavendish, including Cavendish into the package, and even potentially like Kaido or Kuzan, like something large that can help deal with their the opponent's 10-cost characters, right? Because other decks are going to be running Kaido and Charlotte Lin 10-cost. So with that in mind, the Cavendish, I feel like, is an easy include for me, given this meta in my area, which is more of a mid-range type of thing, not a lot of rush decks. You know, I say that, but watch me go against nothing but rush decks. But if I take out 1 Kairos and I take out 1 Luffy, because remember, these don't have counters, and neither does Cavendish. So what I'm thinking about doing is throwing him in as a 2-of, and we still have 1 spot open, I think, right? No, that's right. I didn't remove the 3,000 worlds. So this is what it kind of becomes afterwards. I'm gonna leave the Quarter Coliseum down here. Sorry about the aesthetics there. That I kind of have like OCD, so seeing this Quarter Coliseum down here kills me, but I'll deal with it. So anyway, I think this kind of evens out the curve a little bit as well, where, you know, we've got the Kairos, you know, we've got the Cavendish, and we have like kind of the whole run now, right? Because turn 1, you want to play your Rebecca. Turn 2, you know, I'm going in Dawn order, like, for whatever you have it. Turn 2, you don't necessarily want to play Idio. You'd rather just, like, use your Rebecca leader effect and then use a Rebecca or something, right? Or use a Leo to take out their Searcher. I should have said that. Instead of turn 1 playing Rebecca, you'd much rather use your leader's effect. But y'all get my point. And then, you know, it goes into the 3-drop Kairos, 4-drop Orlumis. 5-drop is really Cavendish now, right? Because Sabo, yes, he is a 5-cost character, but you don't typically want to just play him right away. And speaking of that, that's kind of the direction I think I might go down a Sabo, as crazy as that is, for this specific version of the deck. Because I'm dealing with a lot, and I mean a lot, of, what are they called? Bottom deck effects and just bounce effects and bounce to life effects from the blue decks and the yellow decks. Well, against Sabo, Sabo doesn't really deal with that per se. You know what I mean? He's better against the red decks or the mirror match black decks. I say mirror match, but you know what I'm talking about. Decks that have black that can KO. So with that in mind, it kind of makes me want to drop down one, so that way I'm only dealing with five drops anyway. And then if I drop down the 3,000 worlds here and one Sabo, then I can go up to Red Rocks. So that way I have just a one-card answer to deal with their, you know, with their big moms and their, you know, their, excuse me, I always call her big mom, the 10-cost Charlotte Linlin and the Kaidos. That will, and I have more than one way to deal with them as well, right? With Truno Bastardo, you can KO them with Orlumbus. As long as you have 15 cards in your trash or more, you can play Orlumbus, KO one of your little characters, and then hit him with Truno Bastardo. For that'll straight up KO anything in the game. So it hits a 6 cost and then -4, right? So it literally hits a 10 cost. So I think that's kind of the route that I'm leaning. So let's go ahead and do that right now. See how that looks. Whoops. Full screen. So let's bring in the Red Rock. Okay. And then it starts looking a little bit like this. And that ends up kind of even being like a 6-cost card. Well, not that matters, I guess, right? Because we wouldn't want to play this on turn 6 or with 6 on the table exactly, but you get the point. I do get that taking out the taking out the 3,000 worlds gives us less of an answer to deal with on KO effects, things like Parosparrow. But that's not the worst of my problems. You know what I mean? I'd rather just, you know, finish off their Parosparrow with whatever I have on the board, and then the next turn they spend the whole time playing the big mom they just searched, and then I just spend 6 and take it out entirely. You know what I mean? Just get it over with. I just want to keep my board control and win the game. So this is the direction that I'm thinking with the deck moving forward. And there is like 1 or 2 other things I want to do. I would like to increase the amount. I would like to go up a 10 cost. Now, so how do I say this? The deck before was running, I think it was 45 Dressrosa, where it had, instead of having, or was it less than that? I should have kept it up and just started this on another page. Sorry, guys, y'all bear with me. Hang on, it was running 4 Tashigis and 3 of the 3,000 worlds. So it was running 43 Dressrosa, excuse me, 43 for the number of Dressrosa cards. And I found 43 because I had been playtesting with this version of the deck a lot. Not this version, the original version we looked at that went 9-0 in the Swiss. I'd been playing that a lot, and I found that I was never stumbling on my searches. I think out of like searching every single turn, doing like 10 searches, 15 searches, I think I whiffed one of them. Right, I think that's it. It was, and I hit like a Tashigi and a 3,000 worlds. So I think it'll be okay to stay at 43. Is what I'm saying is 7 cards off is a good sweet spot for the little Dressrosa package. And also with that in mind, I think what I'll do is I kind of want to take out the Idios here and put in. Not all of them. Take out one Idio to go down to 43 like this, 43 Dressrosa, and go up just one big 10 cost, like just to get some ideas. Hang on, let me go cost that black, blue, and save, and then we'll just zip down to the bottom real quick. So we're talking like stuff like nothing before Mihawk. Well, I don't know actually. I'll say nothing before Isho because I don't count Isho out. And he does have cost reduction, which is nice. But I don't know if it quite works with what we're trying to do here. But Mihawk, on the other hand, Mihawk, Kuzan, and Kaido, I would really like to make work. I would really like to fit these into the deck. But I have to, I don't know, we have to see, right? We have to see, because the idea is which one has the best synergy and why, right? That becomes the question. Like, Kaido, I feel like probably is the best one, because when we play it, I'm getting an 8 cost off the field and a 3 cost off the field. And potentially bouncing one of my own characters with that effect, right? Bouncing a Rebecca or whatever. You don't have to, right? But potentially. And then also, Mihawk hits a 7 or less, right? For those who don't know, Mihawk hits a 7 or less. And this doesn't bounce into hand. This bottom decks it. I'm really curious to know what you guys think about this. But I will say that if I go to Mihawk, then I actually feel like I replaced the Tashigis with the 1 cost Suru. So that way I could combo Suru with Mihawk and hit a 9 or less. You know? And having only a 1 cost 2k counter is nice as well. Like, I get it, Tashigi, I've talked about Tashigi before. This card is excellent. This is not a bad card at all. But for 1 cost, you can, you know, it allows you to do a lot more tricks, so to speak, right? But I do have the Red Rocks in, so maybe I shouldn't focus on that. Maybe I shouldn't care about that synergy. And, you know, just because a synergy exists, I can't even say that, does not mean you have to run it. Doesn't mean you need to run it. It just means that, hey, this could potentially be good if everything, if the deck lines up the way you need it to. Okay, so anyway, just to kind of try to summarize now, I think for tonight's not playtesting, for tonight's tournament, I want to add one of these big boys. I've already tried Kuzan. I think I might try, well, I've tried Kaido as well, to be honest. I've tried Kaido and Mihawk. I don't think I've actually tried Kuzan the more I think about it. That's a hard decision. Kuzan's nice because of the cost reduction. It's like if Kuzan sticks, man, with Kaido and Orlumbus, or with Kuzan, excuse me, with Kuzan and Orlumbus, your Kairos and your Leos just literally KO anything in the game, and the same thing with Cavendish. Yep, okay, I just basically convinced myself there. So this is exactly 50 cards. I want to go up 1 Kuzan, but I'm only willing to part with either a 2K or a Red Rock, essentially. And I wonder if we just run the Red Rock as a 1-of. I don't know. You guys tell me what y'all think, but y'all see what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to stick at exactly 43 Dressrosa cards right here, because like I said, doing the searches, the way you're supposed to play Rebecca is you want, you know, just like the way you're supposed to play any leader, is you want to use the leader's effect as much as possible to generate as much, like, extracurricular value as possible, right? So you're not wasting cards from hand, you're not wasting too much Dawn, you're using your leader and generating value. And so with Rebecca, remember, Rebecca can't attack, and because she can't attack, they gave her a very powerful effect, one that allows her to cycle through 2 cards every turn, if you have six cards in hand or less. So I want to do that as much as possible, and with that in mind, the less Dressrosa cards I have in my deck, the harder it is for me to always hit, right? You want it to be more than 1 out of every 5 cards, I guess, is kind of the idea. Like, slightly more than 1 out of 5. So 43 is really nice, because it is it's a decent amount more than a 1 out of 5 chance. You guys get what I'm saying, I hope. But okay, yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll go to 2 Kuzans, and I'll stick with 1 Red Rock. I mean, I'm really tempted to go down 1 Tashigi, to be honest with y'all. This is a really tough call, and I really want to know what y'all think in the comment section below. Is there something y'all came across at your locals where you were like, wow, this is actually the way to go from now on, kind of thing, you know, with in the format, or what? You know, I really want to know what y'all have come across. Oh man, because see, if I'm running Kuzan as a 2-of, I almost want to change out Red Rock again for the 3000 Worlds. You know what I mean? That's a tough call. Yeah, I think I keep it with Red Rock, actually, because you can't combo Kuzan with the Red Rock. It's not a combo. You just use one or the other, you know? And I have 4 of the True Bastardos, so it's going to be that much easier for me to search it up with Leader's Effect and with Rebecca, the 1-cost Searcher. Yeah, keep this as a 1-up, 2, 4. The only question now is, do I drop down 1 Tashigi to go up 1 Red Rock, or do I just keep it as is? So, for now, I'm going to keep it as is. We'll see how it goes the tournament tonight. I want to keep the extra body on the board as opposed to the Red Rock. Keep this as like my ace card just in case I get it. And it does have a trigger. That is something that's worth mentioning. And the trigger hits a 4 or less, right, and bottom decks it. Whereas 3000 Worlds hits a 3 or less, correct? Yeah, 3 or less, and then its main effect hits a 5 or less. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna try tonight. We're gonna try this version of the deck moving forward, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. So I've gone to 3 tournaments and I have not done well, and I don't blame Rebecca. I blame the meta. I blame the format. I'm not running into Whitebeards. I'm not running into Zoro. I did run into one Zoro and did terribly. I'm not going to talk about that. That was my fault, and that was when the deck was at its furthest away from what it is here. You know, it was kind of all over the place. Again, my fault. But I'm not running into Zoros, realistically. I'm not running into Whitebeards. I'm not running into Trafalgar Laws. I'm running into yellow decks and blue decks, and strangely some purple decks mixed in, like blue-purple type mixtures. So yeah, anyway, long story short, guys, I think this is what we're going to run tonight. And while I still got y'all here, these are the other 2 decks that that got top 32 as Rebecca. I'm just going to remove the Rebecca so you can always see just like as much as you can of it. Go back 1. There we go. And with this deck, see, they are running the 2. See, now they're running a ton of removal. They're running the 2 Cavendish, 1 Kairos, 4 Luffy, but 2 Kuzan, 1 3000 Worlds, 3 Red Rocks, 3 Truno Bastardos. And the card that they're basically not running is the extra 2K counter. They're not running the Tashigi 2K counter, which is interesting. See, now it makes me want to go back and add removal. But very solid. Like, it makes you want to drop down 2 Tashigis to go up to removal. That's really what I'm trying to say there. See, I'm starting to think about it, or at least go up one of my Monkey D. Luffy's. You know what I mean? Something like that. Okay, so let me go to the other one as well. This is the other deck that was out. Let me F11. This one was very similar to the first one we looked at. Okay, this one I could just leave as is. There we go. This one was very similar to the first deck that went 9-0. Notice it's running 43 Dressrosa, because when you remove the leader, it goes down to 43. I think that's the sweet spot, guys. Now, and he is running the extra 4 2K counters and the 3000 Worlds. But this person is running no Truna Bastardos, but instead he's running 4 King Kong Gun, 4 Kaido, or excuse me, 4 Idio, and 4 Monkey D. Luffy, of course. So this one is running it a little bit differently, because remember, the other list was running 3 3000 Worlds, but it was running 2 Truna Bastardos, and to make room for that, he went down 1 Idio and 1 King Kong Gun. So you can definitely tell this list is on the right track. This is onto something here. But at the same time, I don't want to dismiss this deck right here that clearly did extremely well and is leaning a little more into a, you know, a little more into a removal package. And they're at 44 Dressrosa instead of 43. Interesting. which makes me wonder. I wish I could talk to the guy, and hey, if you're listening, whoever's deck this is, would you have rather, like, are there any changes you would have made? Like, for example, would you have dropped 3000 Worlds and just gone up to a 4th Trino Bastardo and go to 45 Dressrosa cards? Because this is searchable, or no? You know, again, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. You're the one who did really well with the deck. I'm just curious. Because right away, that's what my mind goes to, because you only have the 3 Trunos, and I get it, they have different utility, but I just feel like Truno is so much more ideal in this. Well, I'll ask you like this: in my meta, not the tournament meta, right? If you were to make the recommendation for the meta that I'm running into with nothing but blue and yellow decks, and some blue purple stuff randomly. But again, I say that. Watch me go against nothing but Trafalgar Laws, Zoros, and Whitebeards tonight, which I'll be fine with that. I'll take it. But that's just how it is, right? You modify the deck, and then everything changes on you. So yeah. Really interesting list here. This one's only running the 3 Leos and the 3 Rebeccas because it runs so much more extra removal. Like outside of Dressrosa removal with the Red Rocks, and it had the 3000 Worlds instead of the Truno, and the 2 Kuzans. But again, this one had 44 Dressrosa. It actually had the most Dressrosa cards because it was only running 2 Kuzans, 3 Red Rocks, and 1 3000 Worlds. Right, so that's 6. Very nice. Okay, so let's look at it one more time, the one that we're looking at running. This is the one that I got my eyes on. And I think maybe what I'll do is, like I said, I almost feel like dropping down some of these Tashigis, like the second deck we looked at, and just going up elsewhere. Maybe even going up, like, you know, 2 Luffys, and then a Red Rock, and another Kairos or something like that. I don't know. Okay, But this is probably what I'm going to run. I'll tell you if I make any last-minute adjustments, but here's where we're at. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm sorry it was all over the place. I am trying to get this out literally an hour before the tournament, so I'm trying to whip this out real fast, get the thumbnail done, send it off, and get to the tournament in 30 minutes. If you guys got any comments, suggestions, questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe as always, guys. And until next time, peace.